Question 7. So this is a standard form question. So part A, a standard piece of A4 paper is usually 0.08 millimetres thick. What is 0.08 millimetres written in metres? So I would convert this into centimetres, then metres. So 0.08 millimetres is the same as, remember you've got to divide. So we're going to divide by 10 to turn it into centimetres, so it'll be 0.008 centimetres. And then to turn centimetres into metres, we divide by 100. So it's 0.00008 metres. So this written in standard form would be 8 times 10 to the power of -5. Part B, a piece of card is 1 millimetre thick. A stack of these pieces of card, is 3 times 10 to the -2 metres high. Calculate how many pieces of card are in this stack. Well, this is in metres, so I'm going to write this out. So it's 0.03 metres. I'm going to turn it into millimetres, and that will just tell me how many pieces of card there are, because they're each 1 millimetre thick. So I times it by 100 to turn it into centimetres, which is 3 centimetres, times it by 10, so it's 30 millimetres. So there are 30 pieces of card. Part 2 of this one, what assumption have you made in your answering of part B1? This is quite a common question that's coming up, and it's just a single mark. And what I've assumed is every piece of card is 1 millimetre thick. So each piece of card is 1 millimetre thick. You could say each piece of card is the same thickness, anything like that. Okay. Part C, slightly more tricky, this one. So in 2012 it was recorded that the total mass of the paper used for printing newspapers in the world was 2.88 times 10 to the power of 7 tonnes. The world population is approximately 7.2 times 10 to the power of 9 people. Use this information to calculate the mass of paper per person used to print newspapers in 2012. Give your answer in kilograms. Well, first of all, and this will give you 1 mark, you should know that 1 tonne is 1,000 kilograms. So I'm going to use that at the very end. So I'm going to times my answer by 1,000 at the very end. So I'm going to turn these into normal numbers. So I've got 288 with 5 zeros. And to work out the mass of paper per person, I have to do a divide. So it's 72 with 8 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I need to do a divide. I'm actually going to turn it into a fraction to make my life slightly easier. It's just some tricky maths calculation to do now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I'm going to cancel out my zeros. So I can cancel 5 out from each line. So what I'm left with is 288 divided by 72,000. Okay, I've got to figure out how many 72,000s go into 288. Okay, to do this, I would, if it was me, I would be looking at it trying to figure out if 72 went into 288. That's what I'd be doing. So I'm going to try and divide it by 72. So I'm going to do 72. I'm going to write out my 72 times table. I've got 144. Then I'm going to have another number that I'm not going to bother working out, because I know that double 144 is 288. So I know that there are 4 that go into, if I do 288 divided by 72, it's 4. But I'm actually going to divide it by 72,000, which is 0.004 for this calculation here. Okay, so then this is in tonnes. So then to turn it into kilograms, I need to do 0.004 times 1,000, which is just 4 kilograms. So that's the answer, 4.